Hey, Nick, how's it going?
Hey, David. Good. How are you?
Good, good. So welcome to your first ever out of office. For those who are just tuning in, I hate to use the term podcast because it's more like a fireside chat, even though there's no fire near us, but just candid conversations with members of the Vacation Tracker team behind the scenes. And it's completely transparent, unfiltered, I would say, just kind of showcasing our personalities and who we are. So welcome to the show. I'm sure people are already aware of you just because you're all over our YouTube channel in terms of videos. But I think it'll be fun to kind of go behind the scenes and learn a bit more about you. So maybe we could start there with your background, where you came from.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, thanks for having me. It's good to be back on our YouTube channel. Yeah. So, I mean, this is I've been in marketing for like about 4 years now. Before this, I was doing e-commerce mainly. So this has been a really cool change to see a little bit more of the B2B side, but also like tech and SaaS, which is pretty interesting. And before that, like in college, I had a very different route coming to marketing. I went to school for exercise physiology, and because I've always just been interested in like body movement and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Always into sports my whole life. But I realized like halfway through school, I was like, I don't really want to do any of the jobs that this ends up being. So the foresight at the beginning of college wasn't quite there, I guess, but I still loved it. I didn't want to change. So I just started doing like little side hustle-y business type things, got into marketing and like the SEO world and all that. And then eventually more like content creation and video. So and then I built a couple different side projects, and I think maybe that was helpful in getting something like this. So that's kind of like the gist of it. But
for what it's worth, I think almost all marketers kind of end up on this path where they don't think they're going to end up in marketing, myself included. And then here we are, like, 10 years later, still doing it.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those jobs. It's kind of like you need a little bit of everything. So it helps to be a little bit of a dabbler in that sense. So, and it fits with my personality, I think, or maybe probably most marketers. They like, you're not too interested in one specific thing. You kind of like a little bit of everything.
Yeah. What drew you to Vacation Tracker as a company when you were like looking for new employment? Like what stood out to you about the company?
Well, I think initially it was just like, because you guys had these videos out and you had like a bunch of other content. So you can, like you're saying, it's a lot more transparent than a lot of other companies.
Oh, for sure.
Where it's just like an application and they're all like AI generated. You never know what you're actually getting. Yeah. And if people are like serious or like the type of people that are in the company. But when you have something like this, like it's easy to be like, oh, this is a place that I feel like I could maybe fit in. So that definitely helped a lot. And then, the nature of the work too. So like I had gotten a lot more into the video, and I've always kind of wanted to be on YouTube or like and work on YouTube channels. So that was also a draw. But at the same time, like I was saying, like the general marketing side of me too. Like, oh, I like doing ads. I like doing the SEO work too. So it all fits in. That kind of. So,
maybe you can also expand on like what your role is here at the company for people who don't know. Obviously, they see you all over YouTube, but I mean, that's maybe just like a large portion, mind you, but like there's a bunch of other stuff you kind of have your hands in, right?
Yeah. So I'm like the job description or job role is like the content marketing manager. So yeah, it's mostly like the content generation for the YouTube like stuff that we're doing, and then like short form across channels as well. And then I think moving forward, we're going to have a lot more experimentation and working on different things. So I'm interested to see how that evolves. We're going to try a whole bunch of other things. And basically, we're just going to try and see what sticks and what helps grow the company as much as we can.
Yeah.
That's kind of, but the main thing is the video for right now.
Yeah.
But you've kind of been like that too. You do a little bit of everything. You were doing products.
Yeah. So like the video was at one point my sole focus as well, but I just didn't have the mental fortitude to do it day in, day out. So fortunately, I was able to kind of pivot into more. I mean, it's still a component of my work, and I think as someone who consumes a lot of video content, I appreciate it much more, especially like B2B sites. Like if I come to your product, I want to see what it looks like. I don't have to jump on like a sales call. If I'm looking to do like a specific action or feature, I'd love to just see that like in a quick tutorial and not have to read like an article that's like 3 pages long.
Yeah.
So I try to put myself in other people's shoes. That's why I still maintain it as a component, but it's just not like the be all end all for me, right? There's like a lot more when it comes to product marketing or even just marketing as a whole. So
yeah, I feel like that's a big part of marketing in general, which is like bringing down the friction for people to understand what the product is. And it's interesting when it's like a software product, because I come from more of like the physical product space where like you can literally show them a physical product and you can do things.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so it's just it's an interesting different spin on it. And I like it.
Yeah. So correct me if I'm wrong, but like either you just passed or we're within the first like 3 months, right? Which a lot of people typically consider as the probation period. What is like your first takes on like everything, like working remotely, working with like all the different team members? I feel like we're also a little bit unorthodox that like we don't tend to meet that often. I mean, there's a lot of Slack messages back and forth, but the only routinely scheduled meeting we have is just on Wednesdays, right? Like we meet once a week just to kind of touch base. But besides that, it's, hey, you're on your own, figure it out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's been 3 months, so it goes by so quick. Like I feel like it's flown. But the first month was really just like ramping up, getting to know all of the different platforms that you guys use. Like there's a ton of like automation. I don't know how much, we're just gonna say everything, I guess. There's
absolutely transparent.
And it's just cool to see all of that. I was like a little blown away with how much stuff is out there too, and how AI forward the company is, which I love because like that's the future, and it's almost like I can invest in myself to get better as well at my job. So that's been really cool. And then the team has been really awesome too. It just seems like every person I've met is like really good at what they do, and it's almost a little intimidating.
No, it's okay.
So, but it makes you want to be better and just good at your job and perform for everybody. And and for me, the asynchronous, because like we have people like in Europe or sometimes South America, like everyone's all over the place, and that fits in well for me. Like I've always kind of been a self-starter, so I think that's okay. But I think you kind of have to be able to manage yourself well. If you're just at home and like it's hard to do work at home, then you might have issues with it, you know? But everybody's been really cool, and like there's a lot of really smart people at the company, and it's always interesting to like hear what they have to say. Like even though we only meet once a week, everybody's always available whenever you need them, unless they're asleep across the world. But everybody around here is available. And it's also nice because I live close enough to Montreal that I could like come up. I came up twice to visit, which wouldn't ordinarily happen, but it worked out well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's what drew us to your profile was the self-starter attitude. Because that's what we need here is very much we work on deliverables, not on timelines in a sense. Like we're not tracking your mouse movements. We're not expecting you to work every hour of every day. But at the same time, it's like, hey, let's say in your case, we have this video. When can you shoot it? Okay, you gave us a date. Perfect. So are you going to hold to that date? We're not going to be there breathing down your neck every day looking for an update because it defeats the purpose. You're going to spend more time asking for updates than actually doing the work, right? So.
Right. Yeah. It really like reduced the that amount of like back and forth, and there's no micromanagement, which I appreciate. Like that's always like my previous job. I didn't really like, even though we were in the office together, like she wasn't really micromanaging me that much, and it was just like do your thing and just try to provide the most value you can, and that tends to be the best way I can work. I want
to shift gears a little bit and maybe dive more into the YouTube stuff since you're like all in on it. What are some of like the biggest learnings, not even just from Vacation Tracker, but because I know you have other channels you've worked on, right? Like that you've been discovering as you go, like some insights that you can share with the audience for whoever's listening.
Yeah, there's like two different lanes, kind of like maybe a couple more than that. But if you want to be like the educational type of YouTuber, just providing the most value possible is always the goal. And there's always like a hesitation to give away like the most knowledge or everything that you know about something. But really like giving it all away for free is the best way to get the most subscribers or whatever your goal is. If you're trying to sell something off the back of it, if it's a course or a physical product, or whatever, just giving away the most value possible. And for something like this, where it's like a B2B SaaS product, there isn't like a ton to give away, where like we're not really like holding knowledge, you know, it's something that they would use and it's valuable for them in like the HR space. or to free up time for the founder if it's a smaller company. So the strategy is a little bit different for something like this, where it's more about capturing like AI search and better organic search through the video content, because it all gets scraped. But at the same time, we want to also generate more like top of funnel content and like have more eyeballs, or try and get some entertainment value so that people
for sure
can relate our brand to helpful or entertaining or something like that. So we're just trying to make those associations as best as possible. And that's kind of what we're trying to do here.
Yeah. I will say I've been enjoying the History of PTO series that you've been doing. I think I just saw the one with like the sick note in like Egypt.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah. So all of those are taken from these future videos, that, like the long form videos that will come out. They're just like little like snippets kind of.
I love that.
They were shot separately, but it's the same ideas. We're just trying different things. Like I said, like at the top of the company, we're a very flat organization, but the goal is to be experimenting as much as possible. So we're trying that out. We have some other things in the works as well. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's like one big blocker right now with like the whole process of like the video creation, you would say?
Honestly, it's editors. It's finding quality editors when you're trying to scale up. That's the biggest blocker. Yeah. I mean, and then it's managing all of that too, because then you have a bunch of moving parts. And so trying to stay organized with that is sometimes impossible, but we're doing okay.
Yeah.
Probably that. Like the scripting and the shooting, and like I do like a rough cut for them. That way they don't have to try and figure out between all the takes I have, like which one I wanted and all that. Then like that, it's time consuming, but like that's not necessarily like difficult part of it. I don't know. Yeah, definitely managing the editors and figuring that out, because they're contract, like they're working on their own time too. Yeah.
I suspect that kind of friction will be alleviated a bit just as we try to focus more on quantity instead of quality. The opposite, quality instead of quantity. But you understood what I mean.
Yeah.
So it's more about picking the right editors, or having like, again, that pool of editors, and not expecting to have a video, like a quota to hit per week that's like very high. So I think that will definitely help. Hopefully, that's my intuition is that it's going to help.
I would probably agree with that. And the reason I kind of went and I'm testing out different editors, because you don't know who might be great or who might not be.
So for sure.
And then like if you only have a couple and then one of them is sick or goes on vacation or something, then it could mess up with the overall like output. So
or they jack up their prices.
That's possible. Yeah, we'll see about that.
Yeah. What's overall one thing that you notice that Vacation Track, like as a company as a whole, or it could be as a department or as like your work, that you just don't like, or like you're just not a fan of? Putting you on the spot here.
Trying to get me fired, David?
No. Or would change. Just put it in a positive frame of mind, like you would want to change because you think it could be improved.
I think one thing that we try to do and we'll probably do more of is just like more of the team building kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, coming together every couple of weeks for like a Friday happy hour or something.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to drink, but we could play games and just chat or whatever.
Yeah.
I think something like that would be helpful, especially with like a lot of the like half the team is basically overseas, to us at least, and they're finishing their day when we're starting. So like there isn't always a good overlap, and it would be nice to just like get to know them more. One of the things that I did like after starting was just like try to reach out to everybody and set up like one-on-one meetings. And then I got a little overwhelmed with just like ramping up and like all the new stuff. So I was just like, I got to pause that for a second, but there's still a few people I haven't met yet. So I want to go back into that and meet everybody.
That's a very good answer. Very like diplomatic, but also I agree with it.
No, it's real.
Because like the one time we did, what was it, last Friday? I'm blanking now, my God, or the Friday before.
Yeah,
see, it just goes by so fast.
Yeah, I think it was two Fridays ago.
I agree. I think even just like doing that monthly, like so it's very low pressure and whoever can make it, and just having like a recurring meeting would help a lot. Just like you said, making people feel closer one at a time, which is like everything's so remote and everything's through chat to build those relationships.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's true, but I definitely read at one point that like the highest retention, like, I don't know, strategy for businesses is to like have a best friend or a friend there. Not a best friend, but like somebody that a colleague that you're friendly with that keeps you there, that you enjoy working with. So in theory, like the more that you get together with people and the more like you enjoy that, the less likely you are to leave the company, even though it's already very nice to live or work anyways.
Yeah, I'd be curious on like the data on that as well.
Yeah, that could be completely wrong.
I don't know. Yeah, like it's interesting. I think the problem with like retention as a whole is that there's so many moving parts. Like for sure, having like that friend aspect is big, but having a team that you work well with, feeling trusted and empowered and not micromanaged, obviously a big factor. Being compensated adequately, whether it's with like salary or vacation time or some mix or even just like I had a company that I worked at where we had like what's called a retainer that you could spend yearly on something that's related to like physical health. So like if you had a gym membership, you can use the amount towards that. It was like a small credit. It was like $500 per year, but it was very flexible as long as there was some kind of like athletic component. Like they would push back if you're trying to get like new fancy sneakers, but it's like, oh, but no, these are actual like Hoka running shoes. They're like, okay, perfect. Like I got brand new skis because technically it's a physical activity with using the stipend. Yeah. And again, other people use it to pay their gym memberships. Other people use it to get other like sports equipment. So I thought that was just like a nice touch, you know?
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome. We should talk to Lav about that.
Yeah. Just get them to spend more money. They always complain that we have too much money, right? So maybe this is something that they can do.
Perfect. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, so in the previous like out of office, you guys were talking about like there wasn't really like any playbook for the marketing at the time. I don't know if you remember that, but it seems like we kind of have like a good strategy going. Is that something that you guys thought of kind of like after that, or was always kind of working in the background?
I think most, let's say, somewhat successful marketing departments always have a base strategy that works. Like in our case, it's just content. I think the nature of the content has evolved. Like it used to be obviously SEO articles, writing as much as you can. I think now it's more shifted towards video content, and we're seeing the dividends from that, right? Because we're appearing more in AI search or in Google search as a consequence from the videos. And we know the AI is crawling the videos because it's referencing things that are only more or less spoken about in the videos. But I think the playbook is like, there's no magic bullet or more magic formula where it's like, hey, let me spend $10,000 on, I don't know, like a commercial, and that's going to get us $20,000 worth in revenue. Like that just doesn't exist anymore. I think I mentioned it during our meeting, but just, it's crazy to see how much even the ad platforms are just deprecating targeting or features, whether it's because of AI or because of privacy concerns or whatever. But like baseline features that used to be like table stakes just 5 years ago even is gone, or it's being deprecated or sunsetted. And we're seeing that now as we try to target this new kind of ICP. Like we're trying to move more up market, right? Just see, does our product resonate with companies that are slightly larger? Just trying to target those companies, like specifically those companies, is a challenge outside of a platform like LinkedIn, because they don't have any way to target by company size. The closest you can get is building some kind of lookalike, like similar audience, but it doesn't take into account company size, right? It takes into account like all the factors like industry, demographics, job title. If you want to specifically target company size, like that's a problem. But it's a challenge to overcome, right? You do workarounds like we've been doing internally. You try to enrich the data. You try to make obviously best bets or best guesses on stuff, because it's like attribution anywhere. Even if we weren't trying to target that specific sub segment, we would still have problems figuring out, you know, who's using our product, where they're coming from.
Yeah, it's kind of like just like it's marketing and advertising are like similar in a sense, or
for sure
subsets, but like you just don't know who's seeing it and who's going to relate to whatever ad, and like you said, the attribution is impossible.
Oh yeah. I think what's also interesting now is a few years ago, like the barrier was being like creative, like the distribution or like the methodology wasn't as important. Like you can have a really slick video ad or like a creative that you scroll through on Instagram or on LinkedIn, and that would be enough to get people to stop. But now because of AI tools and just so many people, even forget AI tools, but AI people like coming out of the woodwork, starting their own SaaS products, like you have to be kind of creative in how you reach your target audience. Like I think Lav or Martin has mentioned this a few times, but there's someone who they did an account-based marketing campaign where they sent doormats to people just because it was so different and it loosely related to what they were selling. Other people, do like these wacky contests, or you always have the founder brand that's like very big right now. And we'll see how long that lasts, but it's a challenge. It's like, even if we put together, I think the best ad, like the best looking ad and spend the most amount of money, it's just like people I think are so fed up of seeing ads in their feed that they just kind of scroll past it,
Yeah. And that's where like the organic content becomes the ad.
Absolutely.
And like, I totally agree because I hate seeing ads, especially like on Instagram or something like that. It seems like every other post is an ad, and it's just like you're just being bombarded at all times. So it's like, how do you make the best organic content to basically just be your brand and the ads for you? But that's a huge challenge, especially in like a B2B SaaS company where brand, like, what is the brand exactly?
Yeah,
because we don't really have a personality for the brand.
Well, that's it. And then the even bigger problem is that you can certainly make a case, and I believe in this as well, that there's like subconscious marketing, right? So even if like you're shoving ads down their throat, they might remember you when they have that pain point or that problem that comes up. But then you're stuck in this situation where, okay, you know that your ads are kind of working on that level, but you have no way to attribute and to present that to leadership and say, hey, like, remember that ad campaign we spent like 15 grand on? Like, okay, it didn't bring any direct signups like that day, but like I can tell you, like, 3 months later, it actually kind of worked. Like, how do you connect the dots there, right? And I think people know that. That's why like a lot of companies, whether it's B2B or B2C, when they have like large ad budgets, they spend a lot on brand awareness because they know down the line that pays off and they're willing to make that investment. But companies that are more like nimble, let's say, and more strategic with their spending, it's hard to justify that.
Yeah, definitely a challenge. But the good thing is that organic is free. So the more you do that, the better. That's like that base that you were talking about, where you just have like something in the background always going. I think that's super important.
And I think it goes back to, you kind of hinted at it with the experimentation, but I think moving forward, that's what our kind of workflow is going to be like. We're going to have our foundational kind of tasks we have to do, whether it's creating videos or product education or whatever, stuff that you kind of like, you should just do. And like, and again, within this world with AI, it's not that complicated, but then we're going to layer in more, like bigger bets, essentially, like stuff that for sure is going to be challenging to not only execute, but to track, to measure, and it's going to maybe cost some budget. And then the idea here is that hopefully it takes off, or hopefully it works, or we learn something that we can apply to the other stuff we're working on. And I think that's kind of like marketing these days. At least that I've seen, that's not like a founder-led brand, right? And even those, I think, have they have their problems, right? Because the second the founder makes a mistake, or you're relying on one person to generate like income for the company.
Kind
of scary, no?
That person has to stay with the brand forever, or has to grow big enough that, or like I've seen it like, it's like a weird example, but like in the supplements space where like, I don't know if you've heard of like,
it's a very weird example.
Nick Bare. Like he does, he was like a bodybuilder and then he did endurance stuff, but he has like a protein supplements company, but then it's expanded outside of that. But they got to the point where like people just started buying it because other people were buying it, not because they understood that they knew or associated it with that guy. Like, they didn't even know the founder at that point. It got so big. So like there is escape velocity at some point, but
for sure.
But for that core audience, or that like him, if he just like got wiped off the face of the planet, then would people be buying? I don't know, maybe.
Yeah. It's definitely trickier too when it's like B2B versus B2C. B2C, I think like it's just instant and like anyone could be your client, right? I think in B2B, it's especially like where we're heading, it's a lot more complicated with like buying committees. Usually you have one person as the champion, but then they got to bring it to the leadership or whoever signs off on the purchases. Versus B2C, it's like if I see the ad for protein supplements in this case, I'm the last stop. Like either I want it or I don't. I don't have to check in with someone unless it's, hundreds of dollars for this protein kit. But even then, like I would, that's still with me. Like maybe I check with a significant other, but it's still with me. But that's kind of the fun. I think is like discovering this puzzle piece. And I think what's nice about that too, and people don't talk about this enough, is that in B2B, you get a lot more breathing room. Like in B2C, because you see all the sales coming in daily and, like one bad week can really derail things because, you're dependent on these products to sell like on the daily. And then on top of it, it's like, I think lower margins.
Well, yeah, because the physical product, like with the distribution of it, everything costs money.
Yeah.
Whereas for this,
absolutely.
That's why everybody wants like a SaaS product or
for sure
software, because the margins are so much better.
Absolutely. Like it's maybe not as exciting from like a brand perspective, but I think people discount like the breathing room that you get, especially if you have a longer sales cycle. If it takes you like 60 days to sell your software, yeah, it can make things a bit hectic, but you have time to breathe, you have time to pivot, you have time to readjust. So I definitely don't take that for granted. And I think a lot of people do when they work in B2B.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because I came from like that consumer space a little bit more. And like the business that I worked for was cyclical. So they had like a season where a lot of
sure
would happen. And come to find out, this business is also somewhat cyclical as well, which I didn't realize would be the case. But like, since it's like recurring revenue, like you still have that base cash flow coming through.
Yeah.
Whereas with like the physical product space, in those off seasons, like cash flow is down like bad. And sometimes you have to like carry a loan to like bridge to the next busy season. So it's just like, it's a different like set of anxieties, I feel like.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, again, it's not that B2B is without its problems, but I think a lot of people who like, especially like up and coming in their careers, always want to work for like the cool brands or something like that, or like a cool tech company. Obviously, it comes with its pros, but there's a lot of cons with it as well. And that's why I feel like sometimes B2B doesn't get its fair shake in conversations.
That's okay. We'll take care of it. We don't need them.
Yeah.
Well, let me bring it back to like the onboarding stuff, because you were super helpful with the onboarding. And
thanks.
Because we're in like the same time zone, and like you were always available and stuff like that. Is that something that you had done before, or to like help on?
No, believe it or not, that's hilarious. I haven't onboarded. You were my first onboarding at this company.
Oh, interesting. You do like previous companies too?
Yeah, because I mean, like I never had the opportunity. Essentially, in this company, you were the first hire after me. I'm not counting like the person that was in charge of us there, which is different because like I think when you have like more leadership role, the leadership wants to handle the onboarding. Like Lav and like Slobodan, for example, onboarded David Swan in the product, kind of thing. But yeah, like you were the first like hire that we brought in like at the time, so like it was a good opportunity. I think it also just made sense. Like we were, like you said, we're close in time zones. But I've been an onboardee, if that's a word. Like I've been on the other side, and I know, especially for remote companies where I've been onboarded, it's just easier to kind of let you discover things on your own. If I give you a whack of things on day one, I say read this by end of week, it's just a lot. I've gone through that, and I'm like, I did not like that. I'd rather kind of like what I was doing is piecemealing, giving you stuff. Like, okay, maybe you should check out this stuff this day, or maybe this week check out this stuff. On your own time, like don't have to get this done within the same hour, and just feeding you things and then getting you gradually comfortable. Like I'm a big believer in just getting your hands dirty when it comes to learning stuff, because that's the best way you retain stuff. Reading a document versus doing the actual task is, it's night and day. But I appreciate that's good feedback. Yeah. And I tried to always like not be a bother. Like we had like our daily check-ins. I was like, anything wrong? Anything you have questions? All right, cool.
Yeah.
See ya. Like
from my perspective, it was actually really nice, because then like you don't know what to ask, and you don't know what you don't know, especially with like,
absolutely.
Like every company has just like so much information, and then you have to understand like the business sector or whatever, competitors and all that stuff. So it is a lot, no matter what. But it was helpful that it was just kind of like bits and pieces at a time, and just like getting logins for everything. Yeah. And then I always have this thing where I'm like, all right, I need to produce as soon as possible. Like I want to be like valuable and not just like a waste for too long, and then have them question like, oh, did we get the right person? Like that would be the last thing that I would want. But you were super helpful with all that.
I'm glad. Anything I can improve on for the next hire we have at some point? You could be mean to me. It's okay. I can take it.
I don't think so. I think it worked out well. I think just being available, or making it abundantly clear, which you did, just like, hey, reach out anytime. Yeah, maybe for the next one we could like, honestly, I don't even know. I think it's also personal. Like it's dependent on the person and what they need.
Absolutely.
Like for me, I felt like I understood what like I needed to do, and I was just trying to get to know the different platforms as soon as I could, and then like start producing content. But maybe for a different position or a different person, they want more info and certain things. I don't know.
I think you made a good point too about the role. Because I think had it been a more junior role, I probably would do a bit more hand holding just because it could be their first job maybe. I don't know if we'll ever hire someone that junior, to be honest, considering how lean we're trying to stay. But I think like at the level we were hiring you for, like the idea there was kind of like, you should be able to figure this out, right? Like I'll give you the basic building blocks. I'll make introductions. Absolutely. I'll give you the stuff that you need to know about the product. I think that's important. That no matter what, I think you need to educate people on. But in terms of like figuring something out, like I'm not going to guide you through how to use our scheduler for social media. I think you can kind of figure that out at this level,
Yeah, I wonder what the next hire would be for the company, or if that's in works already.
I think they're looking for a dev. I think that's like the big roadblock right now, just because they're experiencing, some short staffness when like people leave on vacation. Funnily enough, we have the tool that tracks that, but I think that's like a hole they're trying to fill. And then we're looking at maybe getting a designer as well. I don't know what's going on with that, but that's another one that's in the works. And then we'll kind of see. Like, again, I think it's interesting having gone through, like, even just with this company alone, from like the first day I got hired to today, the AI adoption has been like insane, like exponential, skyrocketing, I think, every day. Even for myself, I'll be candid. Like I wasn't the biggest believer in AI just because at the time I was producing a lot of garbage and a lot of like same stuff, like a lot of slop, I guess, that people use. But now it's like every day gets better. Every day I open up my Claude instance, there's a new update, which is insane.
Yeah, it always seems like that. I'm actually kind of annoyed by it. You have to always restart the app. I'm just kidding. It's definitely
We'll give them that feedback.
Yeah, we'll let them know. Stop updating this so often. Stop making it better. But you're right. Yeah. It used to be really rough. And even now with like the image generation, it's so much better than it used to be. It is amazing. And it's very helpful. Yeah. When I love how AI forward the company is, even like from the top, like the owners are being like, you guys need to use this more. You need to burn more credits on AI to use it.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop, whether it's them jacking up the prices on us or them thralling the models. Because even the image generation, like we were talking about this yesterday, but like I was asked to do like a very basic thing. It's like I had an existing thumbnail that was created by a freelancer. I'm like, hey, I just want you to change out this logo for our logo. Gave it the logo. Did it in both ChatGPT and Claude just to try both. And it was like struggling. And I just like, it would put the logo, but then it had like a weird blurry effect behind it. I'm like, what are you doing? Like all you have to do is swap out a logo.
What do you do? Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's a lot of yelling too. I've noticed.
Yeah, that is interesting. I feel like the thumbnail generation has gotten better for me, at least. I do use ChatGPT too, but I also like use it personally. So I have like, maybe they're holding you back if it's not the paid version.
Maybe. I don't know. Anyways, I've been kind of jumping between different models. Like we have obviously as a company the paid Claude one. But then I try Gemini sometimes, try ChatGPT sometimes just to kind of see the differences every once in a while. I mean, the other ones are free, so I think you have a point there that I'm definitely getting throttled a little bit, or they're not giving me the best option. But I still feel like Claude's the best one. Just like the sheer variety of things you can do with it is insane.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't use Claude too much before this company, but like it is amazing at like Claude Cowork. Yeah, and then even like the design work that we're doing too. It's all great, and then it remembers everything really well. Like the context, I love it.
Yeah. I also find it funny how these conversations always end up at AI. I wonder if there's a point where they'll ever stop, but I doubt it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think, I don't want to get too much into like the AI companies, how overvalued they are and everything like that, but the product is still good regardless.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we can leave AI to this. I don't think people probably don't care about AI. Or like they do care, but not to hear from us. Like I feel like everyone knows about AI at this point, or anyone who doesn't know at this point needs to jump on, but...
Whatever we have to say is already like well known.
Yeah, exactly. I think moving forward too, in terms of experimentation and going over like the quality stuff as well, I think for sure we need to work on like the social media scheduling or just like maybe diversifying what we post. Because I was like scheduling something today and it's definitely a lot of videos, definitely a lot of clips.
Yeah.
And like it's not even like obviously for TikTok, you're not going to post an image, but like across the other platforms, I feel like we definitely want to mix it up. And then also just, I just want to be more focused, I guess, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. I think setting up something for like creating the carousels more and getting that better for like LinkedIn.
But even that, like, do people care about, like, do you care about carousels?
No, I don't. But that's the thing. And that's kind of why it's more video focused, because
yeah, absolutely,
that is where the engagement would be. But I totally understand like what you're saying. Like it can become a little bit too much for certain platforms.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just trying to think. It's tough because you have to separate yourself from your personal preference from what the market appreciates, especially from a marketing perspective. But there's so many things, I think, because I'm just a little jaded after so many years in this industry that I just don't care about. It's like, like newsletter subscriptions or like product updates. Like we still do them. I'm not the biggest fan when I get them, unless they're done really well. And then I usually save that as like inspiration. But then like I'm not the target demographic there. Same thing with like carousels. Like, I don't know, they just feel so tacky.
Yeah.
I appreciate they get to click through something, but it's always like the lowest effort content, nothing really insightful.
Right.
So I wonder how we can kind of break the mold on that, given where we're at as a company, or like what we sell, which is obviously PTO tracking. I feel like I'm surprised it hasn't taken us this long to say it, but yeah, we do vacation tracking, hence the name. So how do you make people care about that in like a carousel form or like a video form or like an infographic or?
Yeah, I think it's hard enough with the video form making people care about PTO tracking.
Right. Yeah.
But I think it's also just more like for the organic search, like we're there.
Yeah.
And even though we're posting it and it might not blow up and be a huge viral success, like that would be a surprise, honestly, if some of the content did, because it is like it's not supposed to be entertaining naturally, I guess, or it won't be, but we're trying to.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping as part of the experimentation, we could really take a stab at like some really top of funnel, like loosely attached to Vacation Tracker, and just like have that as its own separate thing, whether it's like posting from like individual LinkedIn profiles or having a separate like account like on TikTok or whatever the platform we decide to work with. That's more casual. Like I've seen the most success there from companies. I've seen companies that really go like the extra mile. I think I remember at one point I saw it was a car dealership, which was very random, but they basically made their own. Yeah, you saw that as well.
That's like that's like a dealership locally to me.
Unreal. No way. Small world.
It's like a couple towns away. Yeah, they crushed it.
Yeah, right? Like how great of an idea is that? And I am not the target. I don't live anywhere near that dealership, and I'm not buying a car very often, but it stuck with me. I still think about it.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it actually led to more sales too. Like people would drive extra to go to their dealership. And they had like, I think the CEO came, or whatever dealership it was, like a Ford or something, like whoever the CEO, like they came and visited, or the regional manager of some sort. So yeah, but like, yeah, the execution really, like that idea, I feel like people try to do like the office style stuff, but like they really executed it really well.
Yeah. And like, but who knows like how much time and money was spent on that, right? For and how that got approved or whatever. But like ideas like that, like I think are genius, and you just got to commit and execute at like the highest level possible, for, like giving you the best chances. Like even us, I'd love to do, I think, more with our brand. Like I feel we could be a little bit sterile for a company that's about tracking vacations, and like we can have like this whole vacation motif. We kind of shy away from it a lot, especially on like the website. And that's why I try to bring a little bit of that in with like some of our marketing initiatives, but it's tough, like you kind of want to also stick to the same design language that's on the website, so people have a continuous journey from like a design standpoint. Because if not, it'd be kind of jarring if you see like a random cartoon of something, then you get to our website, it's like more of like a B2B SaaS kind of feeling.
Yep.
And then you watch a video and it's like completely different, right? So having kind of that uniformity across all of them is tricky.
Yeah, it is tricky, because then with top of funnel, it's like you have to go for max entertainment and try to make the association as well. But I think you're right. There's a lot of strings to pull on. It's just how do you connect it effectively with like the vacation stuff, and then like the energy management stuff. Like those are topics that people care about, or like, because even more broadly, it's like spending time doing the things you love or with the people that you love. Like that is what time off really is.
Yeah.
So like associating the brand with that, and then making content that bridges that gap kind of.
Yeah. I've had this one idea in the back of my head, I think since I started, but I think it would just be a nightmare to execute on from like all perspectives. But I think it'd be incredibly fun if we did some kind of like vacation sweepstakes where we paid for like an all expenses trip, maybe for like 2 people or 4, or whatever the number is, for let's say a family of 4.
Okay.
And like to enter, all they need to do is like, I don't know, try the product and like give us feedback and like be like an actual user. And then if like they buy the product or like for a certain amount of time, they also get like extra entries. Like it'd be a very complicated thing to organize, I think.
Yeah.
Also like buying the vacation itself would be very expensive. And then marketing it, like telling people, hey, we have this like this sweepstakes or this contest going on would also be expensive. But I think it would be so much fun, like just to like promote that and like try to get people engaged with that.
Yeah, no, I agree. Or doing it with like I don't know, like a tchotchke, more so like physical product. Like they have to buy that for the entry. That way there's something associated, because like not everybody that would want to enter wants the PTO tracking. That's like the one hang up I have with it. So I don't know.
Right. But I also don't want to attract people who are like not going to be a potential buyer for a vacation tracker. You know,
Definitely.
like I don't want to attract someone who has a full HRS, is like a 1,000+ company kind of thing, just entering on the chance that they could win a vacation for free.
But that would, that'd be impossible for them. Oh, that's a tricky one. I love the idea. It's just like, how do you get that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a nightmare on like all fronts, but I think it'd be so fun to do.
Yeah. And they do work really well where like people, like if they do like, you see like the car giveaways or something like that. And then everybody, you can even do with giveaways where everybody that doesn't win, you offer them a discount afterwards. And then you get a ton of conversion from that too. So like it's net positive. Usually, hopefully the cost of the vacation is a lot less than generate.
Oh, it's a huge risk too. Like that's what I'm saying. Like the money you would spend on buying the vacation and then trying to advertise it, because obviously you can't just do an organic post. You probably have to spend a little bit in like Google ads, LinkedIn ads, whatever. But like the whole concept to me is like tracking your team's vacations, like take the vacation yourself, kind of like that'd be like the angle, you know? And like trying to target like the HR people who are probably overwhelmed and probably need a vacation, to be honest.
Probably. They're like some of the hardest working people, or they get the most crap usually.
Oh yeah. I think that department as a whole, like definitely like doesn't get enough appreciation for what they do, because they're like the glue that holds the company together, right?
Yeah.
Well, maybe more so in like larger companies. Obviously, in smaller companies, like they don't really have one, or like it's someone that's kind of a Swiss Army knife role, but they're the ones who are pushing for, you know, performance plans for employees, so they have growth plans so they can feel valued.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously they joke about the office pizza party, but like the last company I was at, or even this one for that matter, like we do pretty cool. Like the team building is really cool. You know, a free trip to somewhere in Europe.
Yeah,
kind of hard to be with that. But the last one, I remember our Christmas party was like insane. We would do it at the office, obviously to save costs, but like they would hire like a magician, like a photo booth, we took a bartending course, and they hired bartenders to come in and serve us. Obviously the food was like catered, but like all these events. And I think like during the day too, we went like to axe throwing, like some random event.
That's amazing.
But like they really, and like it's the HR people that organize that, right? They're the ones who have to craft kind of like the vibe. And then you get like a little goodie bag as well on your way out. That was like, you said, like little tchotchkes, like things you're probably not going to keep, but it's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
Like a good HR company does stuff like that.
Yeah. That takes so much effort.
Absolutely. And it's not them that's given, like that decides to give people a pizza party, where like that meme comes from, right? People forget that it's senior leadership that breathes down their neck and says, here's your budget, you know, $50 for the whole department or for the company. It's like, well, what am I supposed to do with this, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, totally. They have to. Yeah. And then they're also like the hard stop, like police at the same time. So people don't like them often because of that. But they're also super helpful. It's a tough.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day,
easier by getting vacation tracker.
Right? Yeah. One less thing on their plate. Yeah, I think those people are definitely underappreciated, because they also, like you were saying, they get the flack for putting their foot down, or like, you know, like HR works for the company. And like, yeah, everyone works for the company, right? Like that's kind of how it works. It's tough. I would not want to be in that position.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Nick, I want to thank you for joining me on this just candid chat. Nice to get that feedback. So I appreciate it. And hopefully you had fun on the show as well. And we can start doing more of these. And just, for anyone else who wants to stay tuned on what we're doing with Vacation Tracker as a whole, obviously check out all our social media. The YouTube channel is probably the one that gets the most love, as you can see from Nick's attention on it. But for sure, we want to try to keep doing these every so often, just so you can see, again, behind the scenes, what's going on. See what life is like working at a remote company where everyone's in a different country, it feels like. And just getting to know us better. And of course, if you have any questions whatsoever about the product itself, and that's not answered in a video or an article on our website, then you can always reach out to our support team, who is there at your beck and call. Anything else you want to add, Nick, before we sign off?
No, thanks, David. It was a pleasure. And I'm happy to be here. I think the past 3 months have gone by so fast, and in like the best way possible. It's just flown, and you've been a major part of that. So I'm super happy to be a part of the team.